Hello, everyone, and welcome to our today webinar according to the StereoTrader Scale Up Your Strategy. Welcome. We're admirables. Today, Dirk Hilger will represent you our future tool, which you can use to trade professional. It's called a StereoTrader, and you got many opportunities to have strategic tradings with this perfect interface, which you can implement into the StereoTrader. But before we start our webinar, I want to give you some disclaimer before, as we need to do it based on the regulatories. When you trade with CFDs, you're always on a high risk to lose your investment. So you're able to test our accounts with demo accounts without risking real money. There you have virtual money. Do this before you start trading with real capital. But now I want to tell you more about us, about Admirals. We are a more than 20 years old, reliable broker, which offers especially the DAX 30 in Germany with a typical spread from 0.8 pips, from 0.8 points in this case, on the main market time frame. So you're able really to trade the DAX on a low spread level ever. And I don't know any offer which is much better than that. So we have a direct order execution. We are an international company which have many operation communities like the SciSig, FCA, EFCA, and ASIC, like you see. So we are worldwide placed. And yeah, like you see, also Euro, US dollar, and the Forex markets, we are very welcome and well known for fast and good trading results in the order execution, also on gold. Whatever you want to invest in, you are able to do it with us, with Admirals. And we are very proud to offer also actually our stock and commission-free offer. So you have the ability, according to your account model, which you have choose, to have three full turns or 6 half turns or one trade in an invest account model without any commission actually each day. Use this because the markets and the stocks are moving very good this time. And yeah, this offer is very good. And like I said, we offer even much more. If you like not to introduce yourself into the world of finance, you are also able to copy those who do. So the copy trading function is very well known for all traders who have time or don't have time. Both groups are, of course, regarded to our offer. You can follow successful traders, or if you are a successful trader, you can share your strategy and get some special earnings. If you got questions according to our offers, you're always welcome to call us and get information. Of course, you see it also on our homepage. But now we will start with our today's agenda. So you are here to get some information about the StereoTrader. We are very happy that we have Dirk Hilger here, who is the developer of the StereoTrader. He will tell you today how you can use the StereoTrader, what are the beneficials for scalping strategies, what is the unique limit pullback feature which the StereoTrader offers, what is the money and risk management feature with the StereoTrader, which is also implemented, and of course the semi-automated trading functions of the StereoTrader will be shown by Dirk Hilger. So welcome, Dirk, to us, to Admirals, to our listeners and viewers in this case. Yeah, welcome. And you can take the screen and start your presentation.
Okay, I can take the screen later. I think first I would also like to say hello and welcome to this webinar. As said already, my name is Dirk Hilger, and my task today is to introduce you to the topic of trading with StereoTrader, which is an interface, as said already, for MetaTrader 4 and 5, or as Admiral Market called it in the email already, the so-called trading booster for MetaTrader. And I really can say I pretty much like as well this designation as well. So, and luckily I just took a look at the names of the participants here and just figured out, so there are a lot of names and not so many English called names, so from a couple of countries in Europe. And so for me, it's like kind of funny because yeah, actually I'm kind of blessed. So already in this respect, I can figure out, so I'm not the only one who's not a native English speaker here. So I really can say I'm pretty much used to give webinars, so sometimes a couple of times a week. And but honestly, this is really the very first webinar that I try. Let's see if it's gonna work out. That I try to give in English. So I hope at this point, so I mean, you recognize my pronunciation as well. So if I'm gonna do some mistakes, and I at least can promise I'm gonna do that, so nobody's gonna be angry at me. So when I will do some linguistic mistakes, and I'm sure I said already, this will happen. So just take it with some humor then. And anyway, I also would like to say, if I explain something wrong, too quick or whatever, or it's somehow maybe not that easy to understand, so please don't hesitate. Just drop your question here in the chat. And I'm sure that my colleague will just pick it up and mention it, and we try to answer all questions as good as possible, of course. Maybe also a little briefly about me as a person and the background, maybe also about StereoTrader, because for me, it's always kind of important to mention that it's not just a tool that someone developed to just create a tool like that. I mean, there are a couple of tools outside. And this is maybe, yeah, in my opinion, I'd simply like to tell a little bit about that. So my beginning in trading markets is roughly 20 years back, even more, maybe already 30 years. I'm not that sure. So this means, at least officially, I'm old. Yes, that's true. But it does not mean the same way that I've been trading for that long time, the same time as well. It was rather like that I had a longer break. And when I came back to trading, it was roughly around about 7-8 years, something like that. I was looking around to some platforms, tools which are available from different providers, brokers, and so on. Tried a lot of things. And that was also the time when I came back to day trading. And I was looking, I said, around to different platforms. And I noticed pretty quick that there are a couple of functions which I would simply like to have, functions which I was really missing, because I was, I said, back to day trading, or at least that intensively in day trading that time, actually. And yeah, I talk about functions like, how should I say, all the platforms somehow offers, of course, functions to buy and sell in any markets, as well as placing orders. But what I've been really missing as basic functions in actually, yeah, pretty much everywhere, every platform, was like how to protect accounts. And especially not only that, I mean, protecting account is a big, or could mean a lot of things. Yeah, I rather talk about when markets move quickly, and sometimes markets also move unreasonable. Yeah, and it's how can I compare it? I mean, it's you notice, yeah, it's not only in news, also when the stock markets open, for example, like it is right now in America, markets can move really quick, and it's almost kind of impossible to get how should I say, safe in the market and safe out at optimal entry as well as exit. So this is where I try to do some programming also with a couple of platforms. I tried simply a lot and pretty much got stuck with MetaTrader, because maybe it is not so important as a background, but anyway, it was rather big, because it provided simply the most opportunities, simply the most options to realize what I had in mind. It all just started with a couple of few functions. For example, when we talk about exit, yeah, functions like a normal trailing stop loss, for example, to get out of position. And this is just kind of basics, but anyway, I had some special ideas and already started that time to create functions like that with special kinds of trading stop losses, for example. But what to me excited actually even more was functions which would be able to help me to get into a position. For example, I mean, as mentioned it just right before, sometimes the markets are kind of really quick and squeezes can happen within seconds. Yeah, and it's sometimes like that, for example, when you want to enter a short position, or rather you have, for example, a short order at a specific point, sometimes it's like that the market simply jumps over your limit. Yeah, and you are quicker in stop loss as you even can recognize visually. So, and that was a kind of stuff what I was really missing, because I mean, the most of the time what we do is manual trading. And for my perception, it should have been like that there must be any kind of semi-automated processes which are able to track the market pretty quickly, yeah, in its motion, and to find tiny movements in the markets, and to adjust, for example, an order which is always just based on an idea that I have in mind, adjust the order pretty quick, of course, very much quicker as I could do manually. And what I'm actually talking about is a function which is called limit pullback order. That's what you already see here in the screen, and what we will talk about later again. So, and for example, this limit pullback order is able to help you to get pretty much better into the market, to open a position pretty much safer as you could do it manually. I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to demonstrate this live today, because of course it depends on how the market reacts today, how it's moving and how it's traded by other traders, but at least we will give it a try. And this limit pullback order, I think it's maybe the most popular feature still in StereoTrader. And at least this is what the feedback of the users just show. So this means there are really a lot of users out there in the meanwhile, which write mails like, thank you so much for this feature. Yeah, but this is just one of a bunch which was developed in the end. And all in all, and this is where I come back to the beginning, is this is all functions about security, because functions like that, no matter how it sounds, but functions like that are always there to reduce losses and to increase the profits. And that's what it actually should be about when we do, especially day trading, and when we have to deal with weird situations sometimes. So in short, what started with just a few nice ideas like that was never planned to become an interface which we have today, but nevertheless, it happened coincidentally for whatever reason. It just happened. It's already a couple of years ago, and that's what we are talking about. And the name of all this, what I'm talking about, is StereoTrader. So I will switch to my screen now, and will share my screen, and I will try to explain at least some basic functions on a real screen or inside MetaTrader.
Yeah, and here I can also say, dear listeners, you're always welcome to ask questions. If you need anything or you want to know anything explained, just write in the chat box, just like Dirk said. And yeah, exactly what Dirk also said, nobody got a crystal glass on its table. Nobody knows what the markets are doing. Markets can move very rapidly. And here the unique StereoTrader functions with the limit pullback order, for example, which Dirk will show you during this webinar. You got the opportunity to participate because you're not able to click within milliseconds while the markets move down or up and correct directly. And here the StereoTrader gets really functionally things which will improve your trading strategies. Yeah, and yeah, Dirk, you can take a screen and we will see what the StereoTrader can do right now live.
I just tried to take the screen, but it's not allowed. Maybe you have to activate something in front.
Wait, let me see. Can you try it again, Dirk?
Yeah,
just
of course.
Should work.
Yeah. Okay, hope it's gonna. Okay, it's asking me which screen. Let me find the right one better.
Yeah, and we from Admirals, we are proud to offer the StereoTrader. Maybe aside, I can tell you this is also interesting. You can use the StereoTrader with us when you have a minimum deposit of 2,000 euros or 2,000 pounds, depending to your main currency which you're using, like 2K, and you get a license then for free and can use these unique features, which Dirk will show you right now.
So I just been losing the control screen, so I don't know why. So let me see if it's still there. No, it's not really there anymore. Okay, let's try to get through this somehow. Okay, I made some notes so to not lose the thread.
Take your time. We're on a technical side, so don't worry. We see your screen right now, Dirk. So if you need to adjust something just to see also your notes, just do it. We're there because we want to have a good good quality from your side, and that's important for us, for our listeners, for sure.
Okay, so we started at a point where StereoTrader is actually already installed. So this means we don't. I would not like to show here how the installation process is going because this simply would waste too much time. I mean, it's not that long, of course, but anyway, it's around about 10 minutes, and so as soon as StereoTrader is installed, so it's available inside the desktop of MetaTrader anyway. So, and this means I would like at least to show you a couple of settings which you have to check up front before you start. And the settings inside MetaTrader actually, which you should really take care of. So, and I start at that point. First of all, algo trading has to be activated. Yeah, this button over here. So make sure this is not deactivated. This has to be activated. Furthermore, I go to this menu and we can check tools, options. And I just go through the settings and let's check which settings have to be enabled or disabled. So expert advisors, for example, allow algorithmic trading. This has to be switched on, all this stuff off, and also allow DLL imports. And there's my, now it just appeared. DLL imports has to be turned on as well. So because StereoTrader is using a couple of Windows, native Windows functions, and so you must make sure that these functions are accessible. So, and actually that's it already. So as soon these settings are set like that, you should be able to launch StereoTrader automatically with a new chart as soon as you open it. So this means if you just here choose one of the symbols that you have in Market Watch, usual way, just drop it somewhere here, for example, and the chart appears. And as soon as the chart appears, StereoTrader will appear as well, as you see. And if just please mention if something is too small, not good to recognize, please don't hesitate. Just give me a hint and I will try to improve it for you. So that, I mean, that's what the reason why we're doing this here. So you should be able to recognize what I'm clicking and what I'm talking about. So as said before, yeah, just as soon, no matter which symbol it is, as soon as you open the chart, so, and StereoTrader will immediately be loaded automatically as well. So, and what you see here is the panel. I will explain a couple of things of the panel just after that, but just to give you an idea about the setup as well, or to check a couple of things in StereoTrader as well is important. You see over here, there's a kind of a clock. Yeah, it's pretty small. I'm not sure if you can recognize it. And in the moment, the color is blue. So when you recognize, for example, a blue color in your clock, you see already that something is has to be improved. And you can reach the setup, the internal setup of StereoTrader by simply clicking this button on the left side of the clock. And as soon as you click here, you see a menu opens, yeah? And then you simply choose the first point, which is StereoTrader setup. So you will be leaded to this window. And here you can see just a couple of things. One of the things that you have to check, or want to check surely, is the language. Just make sure that it's your language. It's not all languages, of course, are present, but a couple of languages, and still some are missing here in this function. And this list will all the time be extended by further languages. And at the moment, this language is what we have integrated here. So just choose your language. I think this is kind of important so that you're able to read, of course, the descriptions and so on, which will pop up from time to time as well in StereoTrader. So, and I've been talking about the clock. The clock setting is based on the broker connection. In this case, of course, it's Admiral Markets, and in your case, of course, as well. So, but nevertheless, it can happen that depending on where you are located, that the clock settings are not correct. So you simply go to this tab, which is called Symbol, and here you'll find some button settings and so on. You can ignore this stuff around here, but which is important is broker server. And you see already a button here, which is named Calibrate. So, and you see a couple of parameters. You don't have to change them manually, just click on Calibrate. And now you see the color of the clock turn to white. And as soon as the color of the clock is white, everything should already be fine. Of course, it's important not because of stuff like time-based entries, exit, and so on. It's also important because StereoTrader has some kind of indications, on-board indications, and it's necessary that the time setting is correct, that these settings are displayed correctly as well. So this is the reason why it's important to at least have a look here into the setup. About the rest of the stuff, maybe we will find the time to talk about it later. I mean, we have some stuff like layout here, so you can't do many things wrong. If you don't like the theme, the colors of the chart, for example, as well as the colors of the panel, you can simply choose different designs here, and based on your own taste, and you can try to combine a couple of designs and to simply get the look that you like. You also can increase or decrease the display size. So when you, for example, say, oh, it's not big enough, I mean, I can try it here anyway. I will increase the display size a little so that you will be able to recognize all the texts on the screen a little bit easier as well. So increase the display size a little, and I just can apply actually right now. Maybe just one hint. As soon as you got a license from Admiral Markets to use the StereoTrader on your live account, you actually do not have to enter something, but you can see here in general, there is fields like license code and so on. Just make sure that these, or that at least the license code that this field remains empty. So do not put any code in there. You don't have to do anything. As soon as Admiral Markets enabled your account for usage with StereoTrader, you don't have to do anything else. Just make sure the field is empty, and this is already then enough to be ready to trade with StereoTrader. So as you see now, as soon as I pressed enter, so it's all a little bit bigger. That's because I've been changing the scaling of the displays.
Here I can also say shortly, if you're looking for the StereoTrader on our homepage, just go on the trading platforms. On the main page, when you just go on admiralmarkets.com, you will find the StereoTrader and register there for your free demo version, so you can use it free in your demo account. And of course, if you want to use in your live account, like I said, you need this minimum deposit of 2,000 euros or 2,000 Great Britain pounds to get this license for your live account too. Yeah, and go on, Dirk. It's very interesting, and the first steps are there.
Okay. So as mentioned before, I would like to at least give you a kind of an overview now before we're gonna start using the trading functions. Just explain the panel which you have on the right side, and about the look and feel when you work with StereoTrader. So as you see here, this is the StereoTrader panel. Actually, this is where everything is located what you need for trading. Once again, the menu is over here. Of course, but this you actually just need to modify some basic settings. Yeah, so you won't need the menu very often, just to set it up before you can start. So on the right side, there's a panel, and or a couple of panels, a couple of sub panels here, and the handling is like that. You see there are kind of arrows here, and as soon as you click, you can open, close such panels here. And when you think it's nicer to have a panel on at another place on your screen, you simply can drag it there and keep it there, or you can also move it back so that it stays here in the main panel. Yeah, this is the general handling. And what you see here is these are the parameters for trading. This is the so-called pool panel. Yeah, but I will explain the functions later. Just first up front, just a couple of general things about the handling with the panels. So here is parameters for new order. So whenever you create a new order, these are the presets for a new order which is placed in the market. Edit order means, of course, as it says already, it's there to modify existing orders and to change some parameters as long as they are able to change, of course. Order exit is one of the things I've been talking before. Couple of basic stuff like that you can simply create a time range, when we've been talking about exits and security. But this is just one of the functions here. Time range means you can define when you want to be flat or when it's the first time which allows you for trading at all. So you can simply make sure that you're going to be flat before the market closes, just for example. You also have some stuff like an equity protection, so that you can enter a minimum and a maximum equity, and so that StereoTrader will take care that you don't exceed, yeah, for example, when you say, okay, my maximum loss for that day is, I don't know how many euros, dollars, whatever, so that you simply can say, okay, this is my limit, and I don't want to exceed this limit. Also, simple kind of protection, as well as with the trade PL. This means you can define the maximum or the minimum PL, profit or loss for a trade, in percentage values as well. So this is just still some basics, but I think worth to be mentioned here at this point already. You simply can keep it in mind, and as my colleague just said right before, you anyway are able to figure it out, all the functionalities, by using simply a demo account before you start with live trading. And strategic order is kind of special. I think we will not talk about this in this webinar, because it will simply totally overstress it all, because it would take too long time. But maybe just in short, it's a different way of trading, which allows you to trade trends kind of more soft. Yeah, it's kind of a half or also almost full automated trading, and allows you to, as said, to be not that kind of sharp in the market. Yeah, so you are not you don't have to stick with fixed levels. You just can follow trends. You can say if the market is rather long or rather short, and I would like to be rather long or rather short. So, but as said already, this would simply be too much for this webinar. But maybe we're going to have some couple of more webinars like that, and we can talk about functions like that as well, of course. Chart is what I said before, which why it's important to have a clear clock setting, because there's already a couple of indications that you have. So this means stuff like, for example, I mean, when I'm watching webinars of some colleagues of mine, they always draw so many lines. For example, the market opened here, closed there, this is where the future opened, this is where the stock market closed, and stuff like that. Or Fibonacci projections, for example, and a lot of this stuff, as well as pivot points and so on, is already here in this panel. Because I think when you do kind of price action trading, which is always visual, and so it's a kind of a couple of common functions that everybody uses for this kind of trading, and there's no need to use foreign indicators for simply basic stuff. Yeah, I say, for example, pivots. Yeah, previous day pivots. You can see it here. It's yeah, as soon as you click on line like that, the pivot points already appear here in the chart, and you also can hide them when you don't need them. Weekly pivots, pivot points, we don't see it here because the time frame is simply too small, maybe, and but it will appear in higher time frames. Monthly pivots, hourly pivots, Fibos, intraday, previous day, week, and month, as well as the intraday high, intraday low, just at one click, previous day high and low. So typical levels in the chart that you need normally when you do day trading that way.
Also, you can also, if I can just say something, because this is a very beloved function from our customers, from our traders, because you can, like Dirk said, you can switch it on, switch it off with one click, and you are able to not overload your chart. So you can take on the Fibonacci's from the previous day, from the day, according to your setting, according to your strategy. And this is a great function which StereoTrader offers, because normally you need to draw them by yourself. Here you just have one click and you have it inside. You don't need to overload the chart, because you can take them on and off whenever you want. So it really simplifies your trading and supports your own strategy, whatever you're aiming on.
Yeah, it clears your screen, so you will not have that mess that you normally have when you're drawing all the time, and you simply can yeah, show it, display it and hide it whenever you need it. Same as stuff like symbol. Yeah, that's what I mentioned before. For example, when you draw for a specific symbol, like here, this is the Dow Jones Industrial Index, the YM. So you can simply hide and show the symbol levels. This means this, for example, was the open price. The stock market opened this afternoon. This is when the Asian market started. This is where the stock market closed yesterday. And this is where the future market opened. Yeah, stuff like that, because levels like that are also traded. So simply also as also with just one click. And what we have here as well is a kind of a volume profile. So this means this also shows, based on the data that we have here, where's the point of control, the value area. And for those who never heard of stuff like that before, is you can simply see, for example, with a volume profile, where the market was mainly traded. Yeah, for example, this orange line shows you this is where the most contracts and the most motion has been occurred in the market. So this means this is the point of control where the most traders have actually been kind of active. Yeah, and this is just a range around, which describes, in this case, it's 70%. Yeah, the 70% of the volume that has been traded today. And it's always based on a daily basis. And you can also change the parameters in the setup for stuff like that, so that you can adjust it based on your own needs. Yeah. And also last price, and you can show bid and ask, so you don't have to worry about spread, because you simply see it here. Yeah, it's not only shown over there in the price panel, as you see here as well, there's a spread. It's also visualized here simply by two lines, and whenever you need it or not, you can simply switch it on or off. This is I think enough already about the panels, but nevertheless, I think this is kind of important just to mention here what's possible here. But I think now you're curious already so about how trading works with StereoTrader. But if you have any questions based on that, so I could simply answer them now, and if not, I would simply continue with the trading functions.
Yeah, I would also say just open the first positions, because I think the viewers want to see how the positions get opened, how to use it and really live in the trading situation. If you get questions, just ask them right now. You can write them anytime, and I will get in, and Dirk will also see them.
Yeah. So over there, as mentioned already, you see the price panel. Yeah, on the left side, there's also, I hope you can recognize it, you can read it. Here is buy and here is sell. You can flip them as well if you don't like buy on the left side, because normally, or a couple of platforms are simply vice versa. So, but it's just the default setting. Left side buy, right side sell. And as you can guess already, as soon as I click here, I can open a position. Yeah. And for example, if I want to open a short position at that point, I simply move the mouse on the right side. You see it's going to be highlighted immediately. And the order size, which is going to be opened, is already here. Yeah. So you can adjust the order size, or you can select it by some of the quick buttons. So, and as you can imagine, I can also change these values as well at the setup. But just for example, or let's stick with one contract. As soon as I click on the right side, you see here, I'm still holding the mouse at the moment. And as soon as I release the mouse, the position is opened. And as you can see here now, it happened like that. Stop loss immediately was set to 10 points, because these values have already been set here in the pool panel, at the pool panel. So, and I will explain a little bit more about the functionality, this basic functionality of how the pool panel works, because it's not simply like that you can say, okay, I have this in MetaTrader as well. No, you absolutely don't have it like that. But I will come back to this later, because this is way more what you can do with the pool panel and what StereoTrader does in view of the trading parameters, such as stop loss and take profit. So I now just opened a short position. I simply moved the stop loss a little bit over here, just to not get closed immediately when the market wants to move. I mean, it's not moving that much anyway since yesterday. I don't know why. But anyway, that's not what we should worry about in this webinar. So as you can see, you simply can move stop loss here. It looks little bit nicer as it does in MetaTrader as well. You can turn it off here, yeah, at buttons like that. Same with take profit. As soon as I activate take profit, it's gonna appear here the chart visually. You can just move it here. You can also remove stop loss here, remove take profit here, and if you want to create a new one, as shown, you can do it here in the panel by entering values, or you can simply click and drag. Yeah, if you go above, it's going to be a stop loss. If you go below, in that case with a short position, it's going to be a take profit here at this point. And as soon as I release, it's of course set. And this is the basic. So the basic style you deal with a trading panel. And what you see also here is some additional stuff. As said before, we won't be able to talk about all the functions, but I would like to give you simply some ideas and to at least mention some other functions more. Trading stuff, for example, can be activated here. There are a couple of trading types. Yeah, it's not only by simply following the price and a specific distance. This is what, for example, MetaTraders already and all platforms can provide us. Also kind of the different trading stops. Some are optimized for scalping. Some others are optimized rather for swing trading. And so it just depends on your needs, and you can select them here as well. Also can define where the trade shall start. So don't hit me here now. Please leave me until I close the position manually. Trading distance and so on. Also a break-even safe function, but as said, a little bit too much, but worth to mention here at this point. So I've been showing how to open a position here and to move stop loss and take profit. And about closing position, it's also quite easy. You simply could click here on the X of that label, which will close the position. You still also have the MetaTrader positions here in this display at the toolbox. Yeah, of course, you could use that as well, but actually you won't need it at all anymore when you're trading with StereoTrader, because StereoTrader is anyway able to give you a way better overview of what you're actually doing. But the price, the market doesn't like me today. Normally it's quite good when I'm doing webinars with explanations. It's always like that coincidentally everything works, but today it's not like that. But okay, anyway, we don't care about that. So means, as said, you can do it like that. I could also move stop loss just to an invalid position like that. It would also close immediately. Same with take profit. I could simply move it here, and it would and it would simply close. And also I could click here on the flat button. Yeah, so there are a couple of ways to close a position. And for now, reset would also work, by the way. But for now, I simply click flat, and then you see that the position was closed. And after position was closed, you can open the other panel here on that side, and you will also see the result of the last trade. And in my opinion, a big advantage is here with statistics like that. It's always based on the instrument, on the symbol, what you are trading. It's never based on the full account of all symbols. So you have also a pretty good method, yeah, to check about your statistics in view of specific symbols, times, and so on, with a statistic which is built in here.
And you can also, which I want to add on this feature, you can also add the period. So you can take the whole session. You can say the previous day when you click on the period time frame there, yeah, correctly.
Exactly.
And this is perfect for those who just got results, who want to compare how was my trading result yesterday. Yeah, just perfect for you to analyze your trading results.
Yeah, exactly. So that was about the position. If there are any questions, just as mentioned before, don't hesitate, just drop your question and I will try to answer it as good as possible. Okay, this was position. Of course, with long, it's totally the same. Yeah, I just been showing a short position, which was wrong at that point, but yeah, anyway. And with long positions, it's just the same. You see here, stop loss is activated, take profit is activated. And this means at that point, as soon as I open a long position by clicking on the left side, in this case, you see stop loss, take profit is set by the values which were specified here. Yeah, it's same procedure, just another direction, and you also can close and manage the position also the same way. So I will close it right now, and by just clicking the X. Okay, this is about single positions. Yeah, there's a lot of things possible here, but at first I want to talk about the basics. Because the next thing is, after we've been talking about positions, is of course orders, pending orders. So I don't think that it's necessary to explain what a pending order in general is. I mean, it's of course just a level that you describe, yeah, to where a position shall be opened by a StereoTrader or by the broker server. Okay. Oops, I did it already, coincidentally, sorry. You can see here, I will just hide this again. We don't need it at that moment. New order, yeah. So these are the values for a new order. So there are a couple of parameters here, a couple of attributes, because we have a lot of yeah, specialized kind of attributes that we can use with orders. And so you can specify them up front here before an order is open. Same as with limit pullback, but I don't think it makes sense here at the moment because the market is moving actually too slow. I mean, maybe we can try later. Let's wait a little. Okay. Nevertheless, you can specify some parameters here. And at least one is important to mention parameter. It's the so-called MIT, because StereoTrader is actually able to handle your orders that you would like to have in the market by itself, but you also still have the opportunity to place orders on a broker server. I will show you the difference. First of all, it's almost the same as before. Before you enter, before you place an order, you define the size of the order over here, yeah, or with quick buttons, same as before. And then, for example, for a short order, it would be like that you click in the strip here on that side, and you, as you can see, you can move the order, and the label changes. Hope you can recognize this. As when I'm below, it's going to be a sell stop, and when I'm above, it's going to be a sell limit. Yeah, and as long as I don't release the mouse, nothing will happen here. Same as with long orders, like that. Click on the left side. Yeah, it's a buy limit and a buy stop at that point. And as soon as I release it, it's there. So same here. So you're pretty quick in setting up orders without any funny keyboard combinations. So you just can click left side or right side of this strip over here. And to get rid, for example, of all the orders, of all long orders, you simply can click on the X here, which will cancel any long order, and this side any short order. And of course, you can also use the X on the label of the order itself. Okay, I've been mentioning before that it's at least necessary to talk about the so-called MIT feature. MIT, when it's switched on and translated, it means market if touched. So this means StereoTrader will create a market position when the price level is touched. This is what MIT actually means. So, and this means also when I create an order like that, for example, limit pullback, a limit order, yeah, over here. And when I check the toolbox, you don't see the order here. And the reason is simple, because a StereoTrader in that case is responsible to deal with this order and to take care of the functionalities of the attributes and so on. And it's not appearing at the broker's server. This also means, of course, as soon as you close StereoTrader or you close the chart, the orders are also gone. Yeah. If you don't like that, you simply switch that off, MIT off, and you will see as soon as I place an order like that, it also appears here in the normal way you are used to. Yeah. So this is actually, I mean, the only way when trading with MetaTrader, when you use the order features of MetaTrader. So it just is on the broker server, and of course it can make sense in some cases, but in some cases it could also be that it doesn't make so much sense. And but it's not only about how should I say, hiding your ideas from the broker. I mean, I know about the stuff that some people have in mind, so that it's maybe not a good idea that the broker knows where you want to have your order. That's of course, it's not about that. It's rather about some other things like the special features, special functionalities of orders. And one thing I've been mentioned was the limit pullback order. Yeah. And limit pullback order, for example, is only available with MIT orders. Limit pullback order, what is that? I try to explain it as good as possible. You see here a value of 1 point. Yeah. So you can change it just for demonstration purposes. I think it makes sense to increase this value to 10 points. So this means when I want to have a short order here, yeah, let's say at 35,451. So the normal way is like that. When the market moves, I'm not sure if this is going to work here. That's what I meant before. I mean, I cannot guarantee that the market is our friend when demonstrating features like that, but at least we can try. So this means when the market moves, the normal way would like that. When the bid price reaches the level of the short order, it would immediately be filled. So, but what happens, especially in a case like that, we're here at the top. Yeah, you can see it here. This is the top that we have. And sometimes it's simply like that. When a top like that is bought by some traders, yeah, and is exceeded. In so many cases, it's like that the market jumps almost above this level, yeah, and it goes pretty quick. And that was what I was talking about just right before. So if this happens, and if you say, okay, I got a stop loss of 10 points here, it's just typical, yeah, that the level is bought and the market within 1 second later is already in your stop loss. So that's the problem with limit orders all the time. And I'm sure pretty much everyone here will agree behavior like that is simply normal. So, but with limit pullback order, it's like that. As soon as the bid price, so the lower line here, as soon as the bid price reaches that level, the order will move 10 points below that level, yeah, and will follow the level. And as soon as the markets comes back for 10 points, then it will be filled. And I mean, 10 points is a lot, of course, especially in situations like that, but sometimes 10 points is not a lot. When I remember, for example, last year, in the beginning of 2020, when we had this crash during Corona times, I mean, 10 points was like nothing all the time, yeah. And so it depends, and you have to decide by yourself which level makes sense. For example, based on the ATR you have, so which value is suitable for the current market that you have. So, and 10 points in this case is just for demonstration purposes, because I hope that the market will move a little and that it won't be too quick until we get filled. So for demonstration purposes, this is fine here at this moment, but still I need kind of motion of the market. So which is of course not happening right now because I want to demonstrate it. It's just kind of normal, but I can also do it with a long order as well. I think for the moment, it's just about yeah, to explain, to demonstrate the functionality of an order like that. And for that, it should be fine. Yeah. So, but nevertheless, you will find a lot of webinars. I mean, of course, in German language at that point, in that case, where the limit pullback order was used with live accounts, and where I could easily show so many times how this functionality works, and that it's really an edge in trading, especially in, as I said, quick and squeezing markets. But this, of course, I mean, this is the opposite of quick markets. So, and it doesn't even move 5 points to fill any. So I will just adjust it a little and hope that we're gonna have one here, which is gonna be filled. Okay, maybe in the meanwhile, while the market tries to move 7, 8 points, 7 points actually, I have time enough to explain a little bit. Sorry, I really have to. I really must laugh at this moment because it's so typical for webinars when you're trying to explain and that the market simply doesn't move anymore until you remove the orders. Then it will freak out.
Absolutely, but you can see also, like, just also shorten up for those who want to get a clue out of it. So you're able to get more profit out of your positions, especially with the limit orders, because like Dirk said, the order will opened when the market gets this backward moving, so a side to your direction, it will not fulfill directly, just like Dirk said. I just want to shorten up for the listeners again. So you're able to gain more profits according to the points which you set up here, which is a great function. And also, like Dirk said, got a little bit risk, because if the markets simply move your point with a ask line and it corrects directly, okay, then you miss out this points which you set it in. But based on the statistics, like Dirk also said, it's a feature which most traders love, because mainly the market will move over your set it up point and you can take more points out of your positions. And this is awesome and will grade up your results in the end. Yeah, unfortunately today the Dow Jones is not moving that volatile like it did.
Not at all.
This is
not at all. I'm expecting already it's not going to move anymore, and they closed the stock market, so that we're done here.
We just have the range set right now somehow. Yeah. Maybe we can also talk about this future mode, because also interesting for those who use the netting and stereo future mode. Should just have that explained shortly. Because we are not responsible for the market movements, unfortunately. If we could, we would do it differently.
It's really ridiculous sometimes. So I will try to still use the time to explain one feature here. And if it's not going to work out, so I will simply go to the next topic which we have on our list. So, but the market still has the chance. So I think 10 points anyway, way too much here. So, but I don't care. So I'm already happy. The range of 7 points is reached and is succeeded. Okay, I've been opening the edit panel here in the meanwhile, and you can see the orders displayed here. The parameters of the orders is displayed here all the time. So this means as soon as I click on one of these labels, so accordingly, the parameters for the order are displayed here on the right side. So order price, profit loss. Of course, there is no profit loss here because it's an order. It hasn't, but also the attributes. Yeah, and for example, for a situation like that, it could make sense to use attributes like that you can cancel the other order. So this means if my sell order is filled, I don't want to have the buy order anymore. So in such case, I could activate the cancel opposite orders. So, and here the same, cancel opposite. So just stuff like that, at least one attribute that I could explain here. And attributes like that are mainly only accessible when you use the so-called MIT functionality here. So, but this is really unbelievable. Come on. I'm waiting now since it's really doing doji, of course. What else? Yeah. The entire time I try to demonstrate functionalities. It's unbelievable.
Sometimes like this. Okay. happens
And
sometimes. It's just like, that's how trading is.
yeah, sometimes
never
it's like
predict.
that. Yeah, I will decrease this value a little here. Oops, that one. Oh, no, I was at the wrong point. Edit order. So
Maybe
5
shortly
points.
also for the listeners and viewers who maybe also view this recording afterwards about the functions, stop loss, take profit, buy limit, sell limit, buy stop, sell stop. If you want to get an idea of what this definitions of this wording means, just watch our videos on Admirals just to get through. Now we have it. Now we have it.
It's triggered. As you see, yeah.
Wait.
Okay, this was a little bit quick maybe because the market is not moving enough, but as you maybe hopefully could see, the order was not filled immediately. It was filled when the market moved back for 5 points. Yeah, and I mean this is yeah, a little a poor demonstration for this functionality. Of course, I mean this function is designed for quick moving markets and not for not moving markets. So, but anyway, I hope you were able to see what it did. And the thing or the idea behind that is always that you are always in, when you're filled, you can be sure that you are at least in a little correct, how should I say, trend. Yeah, it's a very little trend when the market is even moving just a few ticks up and down. Yeah, so and when the market moves 2 ticks down in a row in one sequence, and this is already a tiny trend. And but when you just have a normal limit order, you're always, definitely always against the current trend, always, without any exception. And this is the idea behind. And to follow, yeah, the counter trend and to be in the trend again when the market moves back. So as said before, I don't think that it was yeah, a pretty good demonstration here, but at least I'm sure you understood somehow the idea which is behind, and maybe you were able to recognize the way the position was filled. Yeah, and it's almost always like that you're pretty quick in profit when you're using the limit pullback feature because you are in the trend. Yeah, simply because you're in the trend, and it's so rare like that for example here, when I enter a value of 5 points, yeah, which the market has to move on before I got filled, and that the market stops exactly at these 5 points. It's rather normally like that the market will move 7-8 points, and it gives you some time also, yeah, to think about, is this level where I've been filled still good, or is it not good? So do I want to get rid of that or not? And because as you saw before, it's not immediately filled. So this means also when the market, for example, moves 50 points in a row, yeah, just over here, for example, you still can watch it and think, okay, do I still want to have that or not? And you simply could say, okay, no, reset and get rid of it all, and it doesn't cost you anything at that point. And with a normal limit order, your position would already be in loss or even in stop loss, even worse. Okay.
Maybe we can show our watchers how you can make how you can close part of the positions like this partial closings, because also a good function of the StereoTrader which you can do.
Exactly. I mean, you're normally used to the fact that you can define stop loss, take profit, and so on up front. So this means deal with many single positions. It's a little bit different in StereoTrader, and I will show you how this works here. I start with a short position just at that point, also create stop loss and take profit. And as you see here, as well as below, this is just one contract here, and it's displayed as one contract. Normally, if I would create or open another position with one contract as well, it would be like that you would see 2 contracts, 2 positions here in the chart, and 2 separate stop loss, 2 take profits. When I do this with StereoTrader, it's like that. You still see 1 stop loss, 1 take profit, and 1 position. Yeah, here you see that it's 2 positions actually. You can even add 1 more. No matter how much I add, it always remains, yeah, at this one label for the position and still for stop loss and take profit, because StereoTrader accumulates all the positions in one pool. And this is the reason why I call this a pool panel. So what you see here is the pool statistics. Pool is always the pool of all your positions that you have here. You never have to take care or to worry about the number of positions which are open. Yeah, the only thing that you have to take care of is the size that you are trading. At the moment, this is 3 contracts. Yeah, because I was opening 3 contracts in a row over here. That's not of our interest. We just talk about that. You still see here, I can zoom this a little. You still see here your single positions, yeah, and you can close them here if you want as well. It's pretty good for scalping anyway, and it's simply reflecting what you have in the toolbox, still the same. So, and the special thing is now, for example, when I say, I got 3 positions, I actually would like to have only the half of it. So this means 1.5 positions, 1.5 contracts in this case. With normal functions of MetaTrader, you wouldn't be able to do this because you can simply close 1, yeah, like that. In StereoTrader, it's totally easy. You just can, how should I say, you're flexible, absolutely flexible in view of the position size you're dealing with. So, and for example, if I would like to have the half of it, yeah, so this means 1.5, I don't even have to, how should I say, create something here. I simply can, I'm short. So this means when I buy now 1.5 contracts like that, you will see it's just reduced, yeah, and it's it was flipped here and changed here in the toolbox, and positions were modified in a way that it simply matches that what you had in mind here when you were buying in this situation, contrary to the short position, yeah. So, and you still see, okay, 2 positions left. And you still see only 1 label here that you are dealing with. And of course, you can do it the other way around as well. And means, for example, if I buy whatever, yeah, let's say 1.9, yeah, just for example. So it simply increases your short position here to 3.5 contracts. It will add a couple of positions here, and whatever it does at the toolbox, it's way easier here to deal with positions like that, or with how should I say, with a pool like that, instead of dealing with all the single positions, yeah. But nevertheless, I should mention it's still possible to deal with single positions as well. But this, what you see here, the way we are trading here, this is based on typical way of futures trading. I mean, the futures with normal future contracts, future platforms, and future exchanges, as well as you trade with stocks. I mean, it's also the same. When you buy stocks, for example, at a specific level, and you continue buying at another level, you won't have different positions. Yeah, you just have a couple of stocks, and you have a kind of an average price where you've been buying. And what we do here is simply totally the same. So this means this is just the average price of everything what happened, yeah. And you can have this average based on that what's currently in your pool. Let me have a look if, okay. This is just the average price of what you have in your pool, yeah. So you could use your calculator here and start to calculate, okay, what's going on, where's my average? Or you simply use StereoTrader and you see it already visually where it is. And I said, simply still you're able to deal with a single positions. But it's, of course, I think everybody would agree here, it's way quicker and way more transparent to do it like that. But this is not all at this point. I mean, you still can manage your position. Oh, it's really so mean that the market's not moving at all here. It's almost impossible. to show the actually very nice features here. So if I want to,
this happens sometimes.
yeah,
too.
it's coincidence. Okay.
Demonstration effect, we call it here in Germany.
Yeah.
Okay. Sometimes I can also say, according to this feature which you're explaining right now, the future mode, the StereoTrader is able. We with Emeralds, we offer you normally the accounts in a hedging mode. So the StereoTrader, what it does, what it can do, it can simulate a netting mode, which you can also change before opening or after opening the first account. Before you take your first deposit, you can also ask us as a broker to change between hedging and netting mode. If you want the definition of these two wordings, just check our homepage, or you can write an email to our support. Just make it short. And in netting mode, all the positions will be concluded into one, just like Dirk showed you right now on this example on the future mode or future trading. In hedging, you have separate positions here. Right now, you still have the separate positions, and the StereoTrader is able to make you choose both trading styles without changing our mode as with a broker. So this is really unique. And if you get through this feature, and if you read about this topic in general, you will see how great it is to increase like your trading strategies, because yeah, just like Dirk said, on the one glance you can see the whole result, and of course you can still see the entries which you have made, and yeah, this is great. I can just say it like this from my side, just like an add-on, and it's a really great feature which is StereoTrader's office. But I also need to check the time frame a little bit here. We had unfortunately a bad market today.
I have it in view, of course, and I don't want to exceed it too much. But anyway, we're almost at a point about the features which I at least wanted to explain here. So anyway, so we will be through it soon. Okay, just to get done with that. Even if it's not easy to demonstrate because the market is not moving, at least I would like to mention what's going on, because maybe you recognized already a couple of numbers here, and you recognize that there's a new line, a new golden line actually. So what it's about, as I said, here is just the combination of everything which you have in your pool, but StereoTrader is even more. It calculates also the positions that you're being, or partial positions, which you've been closing in the meanwhile, and adds it to your total trade profit loss. And this is the reason why there's a difference between these numbers. As you see here, pool PL, this value is always the same as you have here in the toolbox, because it's simply the average of the open positions at the moment. Yeah, and of course only for the symbol you're trading here. But trade PL, this also includes the partial closings of positions. So this means, for example, when I close this now in loss with around about 3 euros, 2 or 3 euros, come on, no, don't do that now. So with 2 or 3 euros, so this loss is going to be added, oops, over here as well. And so this is where this difference comes from. This message is based on demo account, I think, but it worked. I mean, it was just a message here, but it's totally absolutely worked. There was no error here. And this is what happens actually. And this the break-even line, the BE golden line, this shows where your break-even, or where the market has to move to be entirely in break-even here. So this is the way that works. So let's try just a little more. So, I mean, it's just demo account. And if we have a couple of points down, so we can maybe see it a little better. And as soon as the market won't stop here again. So now I think it's way easier to recognize the advantage that we have here, because we still have one level here. And when I close positions, yeah, like that, or still can buy it like that, so I can manage a position way easier as I could do normally. So I increased, or I improved the values here a little. So yeah, as I said, okay, I cannot say I'm sorry for the markets that is like that. It's not my fault. So it's just coincidence that it's like that. But I hope you understood a little what I was talking about here about the calculation method. Of course, I said once again in the beginning, you should really get used to it, to stuff like that with demo accounts up front, because this is actually a way I mean, a future trader is used to stuff like that, but there's also a big advantage against future traders in this case, because we are totally flexible in view of our position size here. So as you can see, we can deal with a 1/10 of a contract up to 100 contracts or whatever. So it's so much easier to scale a position and to manage positions like that. And you still have the full visual control without taking care of the particular positions that you have in the toolbox and so on, because you simply have one line, still control here, and the totally transparent display here, what's actually really going on. Okay.
Yeah, thank you, Dirk.
As Julius already said, we have to take care a little bit about the timing.
Time runs quick when we talk about interesting topics like a StereoTrader. Like I can say that I will take right now the screen back if it's okay for you. Then,
yeah, of course. Of course.
Sure. If you want to have more presentations of a StereoTrader itself, I can also recommend you the videos from the StereoTrader channel, YouTube channel itself. There you are able to see from the StereoTrader team also the functionality explained directly. I think, Dirk, you also know them. You just released them a couple of weeks ago, so they're brand new. They're available in English, also for the German attendees in German. And exactly. If you like our offers from Admirals, I also want you to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Here you will see this video and also many other market live analysis, for example, with Markus Gabel, with live trading, where you can see and get much more information about trading itself. The StereoTrader as a functionality tool, you are able to use, like I said, the demo account for free. If you want to use it in your live account, we need a minimum deposit of 2,000 euros or Great Britain pound, or the currency you're trading. In this case, you can ask your local Admirals support to get your specific amount. In Germany, it would be the 2,000 euros. And it's like I said, it's a unique tool, and I think we could talk about like 3 or 4 hours and wouldn't even get all the functionalities that StereoTrader offers to optimize your trading. From my point of view, I use it also by myself. I can say, we from Admirals, I also want to say this, we are a global broker, like we said in the beginning too, one world, one broker. So we have different operation systems which we offer. So like we have actually also added Jordan, where you have the ability to get the leverage of 500 to 1. So you have the ability to get a high leverage trading 1 to 500. Sorry for the day of this exchange. I was a little bit confused in the afternoon right now based on this strange market situations. With Admirals offered to you, so you're really doing business with a liability broker, which is longly on the markets, like over 20 years of experience. Use this if you want to be in an investment. We offer this ability to have day trading, short-term trading, scalping with a StereoTrader, but also if you're interested in a long-term investment or mid-term investment with real stocks, we have the Admiral Markets Invest account models. So here you're able to have a big mixture which you should have in your investment, a mixture of mid-term, long-term, and of course day trading investments. And like I said in the beginning, also the copy trading function is great. So you are here dealing with one of the best brokers on the whole world, which are globally available. And if you got questions, we are of course available by email. You can see these videos, like I said, on the YouTube channel, and we are also available on Facebook. Ask your questions if you have any questions. You can also ask them right now in this webinar, but like I see many of your viewers right now don't have the questions. They like the webinar, was very clear. Thank you, Dirk, of course, for your great presentation. This is something which is unique. He's a developer. I, by myself, I'm happy that you made a StereoTrader. It helps myself to improve my own trading. It did already. And I think there are many other traders.
Totally welcome.
This is something just like from those who are really interested in doing trading, this is some tools which you should and could use. And of course, with us, with Admirals as the broker of your choice, and I'm a broker, and many requests, demands from the customer sides. Thank you for your time. Dirk, you want to say some last words for our listeners?
No, I'm just pretty happy that we did this webinar, and I just hope we could arouse a little of the interest of the participants. And I think you agree when I say we'd be happy to see a couple of them using StereoTrader in the future with the Admiral Markets account. I think so.
Absolutely. I agree with this. So we wish you a good trading day. Thank you, Dirk. Maybe we'll have also some more offers like this. I think so. We're talking about this later. And let's see how the markets move. Trade with care, of course. Never forget a risk in trading. This is also something I need to say, of course, based on the reality. You can win, but you can also lose money very quickly on the markets. Trade with responsibility and choose Admirals. And of course, the StereoTrader as your trading interface #1. So have a good day. Have good trades. Thank you, Dirk. Thank you for your time, dear listeners and watchers, and see you next time. Bye.
Bye-bye.